Take out the crossbeam with motor and the corresponding length of sink. The sink is installed through the slot on the crossbeam. Take out the pillar. Thread the power cord from the top of the column to the bottom of the column. Take out the connector and install it into the column slot. The bottom of the connector should be flush with the edge of the column. Tighten the screws of the connector with a hex wrench. Take out the bottom plate and stick it to the column. Fasten with screws. The crossbeam is connected to the column through a metal slider on the back. Tighten the screws on the crossbeam with a hex wrench. Stand up the column with the installed crossbeam. Take out the crossbeam with guide rails. The end of the crossbeam with bearings should be on the side of the motor. Take out the sink and install it on the crossbeam. Install the crossbeam of the installed sink onto the column. Tighten the screws on the crossbeam with a hex wrench. Install the other crossbeam using the same method. After the installation of the 4 crossbeams, it is also necessary to check whether the diagonal length of the column is consistent. Take out a tape measure to measure the distance from the edge of the crossbeam to the fixed part. Both sides of the crossbeam need to be measured. Take out the transmission pipe. Remove the fixed buckle. Thread the transmission pipe into the bearing at one end of the crossbeam and then into the motor end. Screw on the screw. Install the other side using the same method. Take out the blinds. First, place all the blinds on the crossbeam. The linkage rod of the louvers on both sides is different from the others. Install the louvers without wheels into the slot of the crossbeam fixing component. Flip the blinds over, so that the bottom of the blinds is facing upwards. Align the linkage rod with the louver hole position. Take out the screws and screw sleeves. Insert the screw sleeve into the screw. Twist onto the blinds. On the other side, use the same method. Pay attention to tightening the screws on both sides of the blinds at the same time. Complete the installation of screws at the bottom of the louvers in sequence. Install the screws on the upper part of the louver. Insert the screw sleeve into the screw. Twist onto the blinds. Tighten the screws one by one. Move the blinds forward. Align the second louver with the guide rail fixture. Take out the fixed components. Screw on the screw. Install the other side using the same method. Take out the light strip. Twist the quick connector on the light strip. Unscrew the screw on one side of the light strip. Pull out the light strip cable. Thread the light strip line out of the sink hole. The light strip wraps around the sink in a circle. Be careful when pushing and pulling the light strip through the corner of the pillar. Avoid damaging the light strip. Cut off the excess part with scissors. Pay attention to trimming at the welding points of the light strip. Twist the previously removed quick connector back in place. Connect and tighten the light strip connector. Take out the lampshade and press it into the lamp slot. Plug in the power. Take out the remote control. Switch the channel to 01. Press the up and down buttons on the remote control to test if the blinds are running properly. Take out the motor cover and install it onto the motor crossbeam. Tighten 3 to 4 self-tapping screws. Take out the box cover of the guide rail crossbeam and install it onto the guide rail crossbeam. Tighten 3 to 4 self-tapping screws. Install the top cover of the column. Screw on the screw. Take out the impact drill and drill holes on the bottom plate of the column. Install the expansion screw and tighten it. Install the decorative cover. Installation completed.